Hi, this is IK. Welcome to admin version 2. Here it is. We have 7 reducers, and here is not interesting 2 reducers, counter and counter 1, and rest 5 reducers, post, users, comments, replies 1. And every of that features, we must have possibility create in admin side, in an admin domain, we must be possible CRUD, C-R-U-D, CRUD. It means create or add a new item, create. It is first letters of words create, read it is presentation that we see on the screen, read, update, it is edit, and delete. Admin version 2 is a lot of better. It is one normal version, one usual version, were very clear, very clear version. Version 1 was first step for your orientation, for your go in, for you thinking about, and for you that you start configure and create structure of admin site of web application. And now version 2 is usually common version for it is here it is post. It is table. Of course, where you have a small table, you can activate user experience by a lot of excellent design, and without table you can have other aspect of animation, etc. But here is a classical example because we want admin site must be clear, and every post is one row. Look at one row, and every row there is a possibility read, update, it is edit, and delete. Delete this, and there is no post not found. Again, refresh. It is initial to we click post. It is only table. We can read, update, delete. We can, and also it is for others, for users. Also, we have a list of users, and here is a read, update, delete, and create user. We can create user. Here it is. It is in public side. If we want that this application would be Facebook-like, it is registered. There is a login and registered. This add the new user. It is registered form, and after registered, we have author here. Look at. We have here the author. A little more text add here, and you see how it is now with admin post. You look at. We have one row is one post, and very clear. Look at ID. What we have after 01. This is unique identification. and you have title, content, user, date, and read, update, delete. If you like read, you click here, and here I have all possibility about comment and reaction. All is visible to administrator. But for manage maintenance list must go in comments list, and here would be table for comments with possibility of CRUD, also replies one. Home here, admin, yeah, post. Here it is. After that, I can only experiment with design, and that's it. Until now, I have a lot of JavaScript and very little HTML and CSS because we learn JavaScript. And when I start with design, we will have more and more HTML and CSS. Here would be interesting how I incorporate table. In return, I must this part must go, this part table to body tire, and this part must go out of rendered post. If we must go to see rendered post. Rendered post. Rendered post. Rendered post. I have here fractal. It was before article, and the key post ID would be was inside article. Inside article, part of attribute of HTML article. But now I have here fractal. Why? Because fractal don't exist. It is something what don't exist in DOM, document object model. And because of that, when we have outside the table, for example, and outside table, open tag table closed, and this happen inside, this happen in loop. It is a loop, it is map, and this is a loop for every row of our post, but table is common for this part. One table and a lot of row by row by row. It is a row go in a loop inside map, but table must be outside, and heading, table heading must be outside. And rendered posts, here it is what we have in every row. You look at here, read, update, delete, and it is a variable for data. And because of that, here is table and head. You look at table heading. Table heading is here. Table row for table heading is here, outside of rendered list, and also table to body. And below is to body and table closed, all around rendered post. And there is no article and it's okay. If we have article would be cut. Every row would have article around, open, closed article. Every row would be inside article, and it would not be a compact table. Here it is. Good luck about entering in design, in structure. Now it is only structure. Yes, we have also some CSS, for example. Here it is. Here it is app CSS. You look at table, and the table cell is CSS is border column 1 pixel solid color. You can choose color, and heading, table heading is font weight 900, and what is it? Okay, and it is in CSS, but I clear all what was before and write this CSS only that we have a border for table. That we start to demonstrate our CSS, but we must do something else, and it is app.js. Look at import. We must import this document app.css. Here it is app.css. We must import in app. And yes, of course, we must create router 6 routers. Here it is, roots. Here it is. You can see where is something. For example, would be interesting this root. This root is open root, and closed root is all down. Here is a closed root, and because of that, all root is on app document. App document is first loading document. App component, app component. Here it is. It is root rendered. It is a wrap inside React strict mode, inside provider. And look at here, provider component, and object of provider component is a store, and it is our store what we create. And this is provider is React element what connect React and a router. Look at here. React and Redux. Look at here. Provider coming from package React Redux, and from that we have a use selector coming from that combination, and that possibility and use dispatch. They connect React and Redux, and here it is that provider, and that provider there is a store, properties store, and the value of properties store is our store, what we create. And in center of provider is important is app. component, app component, and here it is not closed, and it is opening element root, and close is down, and all element is on the up. It is one thing. Other is here. Look at here. When we click this index element, this index properties of this root, object root, there is a possibility that we see index when first click, and look at all link. What you see, it is 5 links, post, users, comments, reply, is here in that index, and that's open. And I but it is not practical. In some next version of admin I must change it, because look at now, when I go to admin, it is one click. When I get to post, I don't see other features. I don't see comments, users, replies one. But I must go admin, look at that index and and go to comments. Again, admin, and go to users. Would be user experience here is that always see possibility, that always see this menu, and it must be here. And admin, link admin, we don't need. We have we can title that it is admin, and we can see all that here in that level of application. And always when we go to admin, when we go to post, we must always see here post, comments, and other. Not or back. Never include back of browser. It is not user friendly. It is not user experience. All must be navigation. All must be on our side. Never use back or forward. And for some of my next version, I must have that combination. Think about that. Think about try. Of course, I don't work comments and other, but it is something what we must do for completing application. Admin means that administrator can manage, can create, delete, update, and create, read, update, and delete every part, every data in our application. When we try a little, address of this would be, of course, on, below video in description. You can clone application and test a little. And you can go after that yourself, create, manipulate with. It is very interesting. There is nothing a lot for coding, but only learning experience what and where add something or something what delete, etc. And it is absolutely great experience for give your head in a mist of in the midst of JavaScript and create JSX, JavaScript XML, JavaScript extension, mix XML with JavaScript. It is now beginning. This application, what work on the, what we are working on, look at it. JavaScript is 94.3%, 3% of all application there is a JavaScript, and I'm very, very satisfied what I take that course, because if we talk about Java, must be Java. It is a structure, it is a JavaScript programming, and we don't need a lot of HTML. But now, when I get started with we started with differentiate home page from admin side and begin create structure of admin, I must incorporate more and more HTML, and of course, because of user experience, more and more CSS. But now it is only 4.5% HTML and 1.2 CSS, CSS 1.2% CSS. I must warn you that it is very, very hard to create. Even there is no coding. There is no only something delete, something add. It is very, very, very confused. For example, this table, it is not possible like that for beginners. Also, I have some warning, but not warning, but error, that my React component must be function, and I change all that in function because I use React 6. But I have React 6 changes from before is only React 6. And I have that warning, and I go and create in function and don't stop and thinking and researching about that. Maybe in the future I will research, I will search, I will know, I will be informed about that, but it was error. I cannot get ahead, but I must do default. I cannot make default export default object. Look at here. Every form would be included in router 6. When I include in router 6 root, I have error, and I must go look at look at. I must export default function. It is not export constant equal, but export, because I cannot export default constant. I must write export default function and change only. It is small changes. So only here it was be equal, and here it was arrow sign. And it is moment what you have now only working. If you working, if you try yourself, it is experience, and it is obstacle. and you train how solve it. You ask, you search, and it is learning, experience learning, and you can have a lot of experience working in my courses, because all and every video you must first, I said and repeat always, first understand, nothing coding, all copy, all look at in clone of application, take on your computer and try, experience, and look at in script, and I describe that script, and after that video you see what you understand. Do you understand? You look at again video, listen again, and after understanding, try write from scratch, and you see your error, and again from scratch, again compare with the original, and like that it is practice. It is practice. You will see where you wrong, where you are in minus, where you are in plus. It is syntax, and you will be more friendly and more confident about JavaScript, and like more and more like JavaScript. I recommend you that you hard catch React, hard catch Redux Toolkit, because that both together is excellent and better and better. It is something unbelievable how less coding is now with Redux Toolkit. But of course it is a less job for programmers. And you don't go to Vue, to Angular, you don't go fast through learning, and because you cannot take practice, and all that would be very, very light and no problems if you excellent know React and Redux, and all around that what coming. At first JavaScript programming, React, Redux, and after that construction of portfolio, construction of application, content management system, and every of them there is a home side of application and the admin side of application, and you experiment user experience design, experience HTML structure, experience CSS, and you cannot get fast through that. Only understand that it is not enough. It is nothing. When you only understand, you will forget it if you fast running ahead and never had practice, never had practical knowledge. Practical knowledge when you know scribe from scratch, from blank page. In JavaScript is something explosion of different version of library and the framework, and comments and blogs on internet speak about that news, about, you can listen from people who working that they use that dependence or this dependence. NPM know the management package that it is grow every day with a lot of package inside, a lot of library, but it is there is nothing with first principle. First principle is understand what happened here, and React is very popular. Authors are people from Facebook, stay top by years, by choose of Stack Overflow users, developers, and not get every news and lose time on that news. No. A big news, revolution in some, coming with a lot of small versions. But you can stay longer time. You cannot must go ahead again and immediately on that new version. But if you can, okay. But all that together is the reason that you stay in some programs. What you choose. If it is Angular, if it is Vue, all is same for them. Not jump from this to this, because library and React is library. And the frameworks, I don't, this moment, I don't see a lot of difference. Maybe nothing. I learn Angular and write books, but it was my beginning in this kind of JavaScript 6. And there is one driver, spoke about driver. It is library is very simplicity, and with that all dependence what we add to our application, it is like a framework, and you understand that you produce component in all others. In JavaScript, today's library framework, we produce component. And component is like a brick. We create with that component our pages, and all that news with link. For link, when you're coming from HTML, here is a React element built-in link for link. And all that together, you must have a lot of practice. And stay to React, learn about React, learn and experience React. And Redux, obviously Redux, because it's excellent and very simple. But you must learn slowly and take practice after understanding. My video is description, explanations, and if you understand that explanation, for that you need only look at in code, in script. But if you understand, we must start coding. Same code, closed, and try to script on a blank page by hand with pen or to screen, never mind, and compare with with original. Error, get ahead. Look at original, closed, look at paper, write. Again error, again write from the beginning. I don't know other kind of learning. And get to interview and say, I know that. If you stay long time on React, but somewhere they need Angular or Vue, never mind. You get an interview and said, I know and I have practice in React. Not in some company, but I'm self-learning. And I can show you some part of code and explain that. And I'm ready for other, for Angular, for Vue, for other thing. And I was told that there is no big difference, that for some days I can get in that. Say your friend, like if you like it, subscribe, create community around this video like around others video. Only via community, only we are engaged here, would be better for all of us to learn. Thank you for watching this video.